Oh, baby. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and
You
the
are
Beast.
too kind.
You know who the Beast is. How you
No,
doing, Eve?
I'm doing all right. Dr. Winters, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm very fine. Last week was very hard on me because for some reason last week everybody around me was broke. And they was acting like I should have money.
Oh
You
no.
know, there's that oh nigga. And so they all, pops, you got money, right? No. When you get old, people don't think you have that you want to do anything. They think you just want to just hang around and get your pension and just give it to them or pension and do that. I mean, damn, can I? Damn, they don't even want me to have a side chick. Well, hold chick, a side chick, a chick. Well, a chick. But
they want you to. They said you my hoe now, Daddy. You go. You spending money with me.
That's right. They said I'm their bitch. Not really. My kids are okay. But they the thing is this though is that when you have black children, they get in their 40s and 50s, and a lot of times they still need you, or they may run into situations where they think some people got mad at one of my sons because he said you can't die because you got to be here so we can borrow money from you. I haven't got that money like that. Get out of here. But people in a sense they feel that when you're old, all you do is just sit around the crib and
wait to figure out how you can spend some money on them, right?
Yeah, and look at Jeopardy and all that type of stuff.
No, that's real. I mean, I haven't been a person that felt comfortable calling on my parents for help.
That's good.
But I know that if I call them for help, they will help. And in the conflict resolution, I told you, every time we pick a topic, something happens in my life and it's like, oh, it's so relevant. The aftermath of dealing with the broke authority is that now I am broke. So relevant to what you were just talking about. And then I find that I'm having to catch up on things that I kind of just let slip because I was so focused on this job that I didn't really have. And then from there, it's like, damn, when I need help, there's nobody to call, but I try to be a person who is helpful so that if I do need help, somebody will be that helpful person. And like I just told you, I don't normally call on my parents for help, but this week I had to. And they've been like, yeah, okay. And not like it was a yeah, okay right off the bat. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it was, yeah, I got you. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool because you're still here and you can help me. And damn, what if you were unable to help me? And then I'd still be dealing with X, Y, and Z at that magnitude. So, we're appreciative, when y'all are bitching for us. No, I'm just kidding.
Fisa billah. Fisa billah. Fisa billah. What that means, that's Arabic for in the service of God. When you're in the service of God, something is going to happen. Something is going to come. Maybe a check in the mail. Maybe they didn't send you all your income tax. IRS didn't send you all your income tax money. Or maybe it's a check in the mail. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's not in a thing like me. What happened is that my research class, it had kept taking money out of my students' account. And then in a sense, I didn't know it until they contacted me. So I paid them back. Oh, no. But you hate those things to happen because you want to, you got to be down. But
and you can't really be calling on people for help because I don't know. I think that it's just a bad look. You don't want to always be so needy because then, well, what are you doing out here? But that's just how I feel. I don't want to always be someone who wants someone to save me as much as I should be able to get myself out of any situation I've gotten myself into, right? I'm not a child anymore.
No.
So
I'm sorry to tell you this, is that the minute that you decided in this incarnation that you would be a FBA woman, you know, when you want to be FBA, in a sense, you chose to be somebody on the precipice. You're on the edge. You're on the edge. And because of the fact, in a sense, is that you're FBA. You know, see, I really believe that a lot of us today were white in our last incarnations. I do. I do
I
believe that.
know. It trips me
I
when you
told you
say
that before. And I believe a lot of us in our last incarnation was white because a lot of black people today, I noticed, they're different from the people that I knew in the 70s and the
that.
60s. They're kind of colder. You know, they're not as helpful. You know, like my father and mother generation, like when they came to Chicago, they helped other black people get jobs. Now a lot of black people, in a sense, don't want to help each other. Some black people don't even want to help their family members
Oh
get a
yeah,
job because they say, you know, Willie, you know, he drink a little too much, and you
very
know,
true.
and then Shamika, I'm afraid if she get on the job, I know she gonna whore around and make me look bad. I can't let Shamika get a job around me.
That is a hell of a point that you're making. We know too much about our families, and then we get real judgmental. Like kind of how you said, we don't really want to know our friends because then it's an uncomfortable situation where I gotta be like, now I look at you a little different because I know that you don't wash with a washcloth. And I never wanted to know that about you, but now that I do, hold up. How much have I eaten from your house? Like, wait a minute.
and you're washing your greens in the bathtub.
In the bathtub, right?
Yeah.
Kamala. When I heard her say that, Dr. Winters, I said, who are her handlers and where are Obama's handlers? Because they prepped that man. I think we talked about it last week. They prepped that man to be black. You know, he exuded in this.
But you know where he came first. He came. You know where he came first to be trained properly. He came to Chicago.
Well, he came to where you are, right?
Yeah.
Chicago. And well, yeah. So then Kamala, I guess it's her California Canadian situation. She never got to be around. I can't say that because she went to Howard. She went to the only HU, and yes, I know I live in Virginia, so Hampton, they try to say that they're HU too, but they're not. And I don't really care, so I'm just being funny, you guys. But you know, she's been around enough. But like on my live that I was just on before this one, my co-host Marie, she made a good point about how she's like an awkward black. You know, she's got awkward black girl about her, and then she went and married Doug. So then he gave her like the white husband of, you know, me and you talked about the black wife effect. That didn't happen. It was like the white husband effect on her. It was like the opposite.
Well, see, the thing is this is that she's a wore out thought. She's a wore out thought.
Right.
And you know, I'm not gonna tell a lie. You know, when you're in college, you like them thoughts, you know, when you're in college. And you know, but once they get out, you know, she's just a wore out person. But I really believe in a sense is that you know, she doesn't have that. She doesn't present herself as a woman with stamina. She's not peppy. She doesn't look peppy and all that type of stuff. It looked like Doug. She looked like she didn't have the white man or white boy effect. I don't know. They keep talking about they had a theme talking about the black wife effect. I think that somehow she got the white man effect.
Oh yeah, no, she definitely got the white husband effect, and all of
same hairstyle, all that type of stuff. Same hairstyle for the past 20 years.
I mean, just the best looking that I've seen her be is at the rally that she had yesterday with Meg Thee Stallion. You know, she had her makeup was looking all right. Yeah. She had on a nice suit set, a pantsuit. She looked presentable, and that's what I was just live about on Millennials Adulting was, do looks matter?
Because it does.
Women always get that. It's like, well, when's the other shoe going to drop? Because the man doesn't necessarily have to look like he is anything more than a person who can do the job. And then a woman should be nice to look at too.
But he does have to be nice to look at. It pays if you're like Clinton and have hair. You see, you know, us men without hair, no matter what.
That's swag. Saxophone.
No, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
You know, I'm looking from the outside. Don't women feel that a man who has a nice head of hair is more presentable. He either has to have a nice amount of hair or a nice bald head.
Yes.
He has to have either one.
It's got to be one or the other.
In between, like me, where they don't have any hair. I'm old anyway, so it doesn't matter. But the point is this: is that Kamala, you know, she fell into this advantageous position where they want her to be president. But remember, we didn't want her in the first place because she said she wasn't going to do anything for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they dropped the ball with this, and this is why, I mean, at least the conversation I wanted to talk about conflict or compromise, conflict resolution or compromise is that, you know, are people going to fight to get something that makes sense, or are we going to just give up things in order to make things make sense? And from there, you know, we could talk about relationships, we could talk about work, it could be voting for Kamala, and all of these conversations are revolving around people who don't see eye to eye on things, but the work still has to be done. Like, we don't see eye to eye on this presidential run right now, but you're not voting for Trump. I'm not voting for Trump. You're not voting for Kamala. I'm not voting for Kamala. So unless one of those parties said, yeah,
let me hug my couch.
Couch 2024. You know, unless one of those parties had something relevant for Black America, I know comfortably that you're staying at home and I'm staying at home. So we're not compromising, you know, but is this conflict resolution or is this something else? Because I find that the compromise is when Black people say, oh, I'm gonna go vote, but I'm gonna vote for Kanye, or I'm gonna vote for a candidate that is never gonna win or doesn't have enough. You know, it might be a real candidate like Jill Stein. What's her name? Dr. Jill Stein, I think, is a candidate for the Green Party, and that's a person that she's got reparations on her ticket. But is that a contender? Is she even in all of the states? Like, could you just vote for her in a state where she's not on the ballot? Like, she would be a write-in, and then she would have to have millions of write-ins to take over, right? Because that
could be done. It could be done. See, a lot of people, they don't understand the GC. We're the only people. We're the only people on the planet. FBA are the only people on the planet who have Majora. And no matter what people say is that we can make things happen. Look at what happened during the George Floyd protest movements. These people we didn't even go shoot up anybody or burn up any cities. And yet we changed policy. You see policemen now going to jail after they kill people. You see, in a sense, you know, not all the time, but when we can get it going, and when we can get things going, and so then it is a new day, and we do have that Majora, that mojo and aura put together. That is in a sense something that's potent. But see, the thing is that we don't really believe in ourselves enough. We don't really believe in ourselves enough. We don't really believe in the power that we have. So in a way, the power often becomes accidental power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's accidental, you know. And
no,
so
that's real. So I guess if you accidentally fall into power, then because you didn't even expect to be here, you wouldn't even know what to do.
Right.
Or people wouldn't know what to expect of you because this isn't an arena that you should have even found yourself in. But here you are, and now again, the work doesn't stop. And
but
go ahead.
But the difference is that white people get accidental power too. But what they do is that they try to find someone who can help them, who can help them in a sense to perpetuate their power. You see, our problem is that if we get accidental power, we don't want to in a sense bring in anybody else, or we don't want to include anybody else, because the people in a sense who get this good luck, they're rarely the people who are able in a sense to compromise and understand in a sense that it's through conflict and through this conflict resolution. In other words, in a sense, we may have different ideas, different minds, but then we work together to affect change. But see, what you find in a sense is that many Black people, it's very difficult for us to move in that direction, you know, and that because everybody thinks they can do what anybody else can do. Back in the day when I used to when I used to be in debates and all that type of stuff, somebody would come online and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. But see, every black person feels they know just as much as every other black person.
Yes.
And this is a problem. There are some black people who know more than you. I'm a man. I don't know what the hell you're thinking about. I don't even know how you think. I don't. How am I gonna know how you think?
You won't. I like that you've always been honest about that, not knowing, because so many people act like they know, like what's on my mind or what, and not just me, but we know what the woman is thinking and what the woman wants, and she wants this and this and this, and damn it, we living in a time right now where a lot of women are saying, who said that we wanted to work with y'all? Because we would very much like to be at home in our square, in our castle,
and work when we get ready. Maybe around Christmas and holidays.
Right. No, so but the compromise. I've been married before, and my ex-husband is the father of the oldest minis. So co-parenting is compromise and conflict resolution, because we don't see eye to eye about things. And, it's in the disagreements that you find like, shit, this is probably why we don't work, this might be why it didn't work for us. And maybe we should have done something else to make it work, more compromised or more conflict resolution, or even just why are we having these differences?
But was it necessary? Was it necessary? See, we forget sometimes is that we want to, in a sense, always say, the relationship didn't work out. I'm going to examine myself. I'm not going to be a person who doesn't give accountability. But the point is this: is that maybe sometimes it just wasn't meant to be. Maybe there was no way to save it. But see, as human beings, we like to have regrets. Maybe if I would have did this, or maybe if I would have did that.
That's strange. You said we like to have regrets?
Yes.
Why do you say it like that?
Because the thing is this, is that we don't understand that we can't make everything go the way we want it to go. And so then therefore, if we have a failed relationship, or if we fell on the job, then we want to always feel that it was something that we could have did to make it right. See?
Okay. Yeah. Like not that it was just that it wasn't going to work, but just the timing, it just wasn't meant to be, like you said, versus control. I guess it's a control thing, right? You think you could do something to change the course of things. That's true.
See, you want,
God.
Like sometimes I pray to God and say, God, I say, Feasibillah. That's Arabic, and that means in the service of God. Okay, so Feasibillah. So I'm in the service of God. But sometimes I would like to have things go the way I want them to go. I'm selfish. I'm not going to tell I'm selfish. Gaspar Younger, yes, I'm selfish. I'm selfish. And the reason I'm selfish is because of the fact that sometimes I do not want to be agreeable. Sometimes I do not want to, just like you can be a wonderful wife or whatever, but then sometimes in a sense, you just want to be Eve, just Eve. Oh, wait, that's your title, isn't it? But you'd want to be just Eve sometimes. Just like me, I want to be just Clyde, because we're always playing these roles. And because we're playing these roles, then there's always, in a sense, something that's happening. Because I don't really feel, I think if you ask my kids, they would say they never saw me and my wife arguing and all that type of issue. And stuff like that. But the thing is, this is that, we had our disagreements, but they would, like one of my sons told me, he said, my oldest son, he said, Mama was sickly, but I ain't never seen you sick. I said, what? He said, I've never seen you sick. I said, I've been sick before. But in his mind, he's never seen me sick. But then I think back to how I got in trouble, how I used to be a God to my wife. Yes, I was a God. I was her first God. Yes. When we first got married, she was so excited. She was so happy. I was excited and happy. And that anything I said was godlike.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I said was impactful. But then one day, I came home from football practice. This was at university. Came home from football practice, and she said, I'm kind of a little tired. I said, well, suck it in. You can make it. Because I was telling what the coaches told me, and she said, you didn't. You
Ooh.
did. I said, my mama was never tired.
Oh,
You
that's
did.
what it was, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She said, you didn't say that, did you? I said, it's true. But then I didn't understand that until I got to be a parent, that a lot of times you don't show your kids you're tired. You don't show your kids you're sick. You just carry on because that's your duty. But I shouldn't have said that. But when I said that, then I lost all credibility. I lost my sanctified identity, and I became a simple man.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely one of those no-nos. You don't want to compare your wife to your mom because then it just gets weird. Like are we having some sort of weird relationship? Like, no, you don't want to be with your mom. And also, I'm not your mom. This is not that. I'm not your parent. You're not getting that type of nurturing from me as much as there is nurturing that you will get from me. It's just not gonna be like mommy, so then that's tough. But you're right, some things are not meant to be, and then some things, that they run their course. That they say, and when I say they, I mean the historians like you say, societies run by them people only last for a couple hundred years, and then they go down the tank.
Their societies only last 200.
That's a couple hundred years, right? America's lasted a little longer because I think of us. Like if there were
no, think about it. 1786. Think about it. 1786. By 1986, everything was out of whack.
Very true.
200 years.
Very true.
See,
yes.
See, white societies are whenever white societies allow whenever there's a lot of oral sex. Whenever there's a lot of oral, I mean, look at the Greeks, look at the Romans. When they go into a lot of oral sex and a lot of homosexuality, it's over.
That's what it goes down. Because there's no creativity. Well, so then I guess all I mean is that it's not burnt all the way up. People are trying to keep Babylon from burning. And then inside of that, I've heard people say that we need to go somewhere else and wait for the demise and then come back with the resources that we've acquired other places. And I mean, I'm like, I hear you. My aunt has a very nice plot of land with her husband in St. Kitts, and she said Babylon is burning and she's out. Peace. And she said, if it burns down, I hope
all she needs is a hurricane to hit that island. And then she's done, baked and done.
Definitely hurricane season right now. Yeah. And you're right. They do have difficulties on these islands that you wouldn't necessarily get here in the mainland. But I live on the coast, and hurricane season here, it could be really bad. Hurricane Katrina, Isabel. It's been a lot of times where natural disasters have hit, but I still think it might be a little safer than to be like on an island. That, like, my own personal, my sanity. The math got a math for me to uproot everybody. Now we come down. To it. Sure.
They had a story today on the news. They were talking about Sicily. And in Sicily, they said it was 110 degrees. Everything is drying up on the island. And and that's the whole point. See, I mean, hey, I can run somewhere, or I can go to Walgreens or Walmart and sit around in the air conditioning for a while, and come back. But see, the thing is, that it's very difficult. It's very difficult. But see, we always want some control. I want to have some control over something. You see, that's one of the reasons why some of us get fat. I think because that allows us to get fat. Sometimes a pretty girl might want to get fat because she feels that'll stop the guys from looking at her. But then later she said, damn, nobody's paying attention to it. Well, you got fat. But so it's kind of interesting. It's complicated. Isn't life complicated?
That's a whole compromise. The pretty girl who goes out of her way to adjust her looks. This pretty girl might have to go adjust some behavior upstairs in a second. No, I'm just kidding.
No, let them run crazy. They'll be okay.
No, I've seen that in real time. Girls who dress like, I don't want to say like boys, but let's just say girls who wear oversized clothes because they want to hide their growth. They're uncomfortable with the attention. I mean, I was a girl like that. Not that I didn't want to be a girl, but just it was a lot of attention when I was younger because of development, and then getting attention from people you're not supposed to be getting attention from. That's a whole conversation that we might need to have on this channel at one point. But too much attention, and then how it can throw you into a cowardice of sorts, because you should have been maybe taught to own it. It's yours and respect it. Keep things yours, and respect your body. Next, go ahead.
I don't know. You gotta break that down to me. How would it make you? How would it throw you into cowardice? Because I'll give an example. Girls. I don't know. My sisters allowed her friends to kiss on me and stuff. Then I was considered a handsome guy, very handsome guy, and I always had girls wanting me. So I prayed to God to give me somebody. So I always had girls wanting me, and I knew in a sense is that if God didn't bring me somebody who I could love, that I would be a terrible person. I would have been a grand old ho in the ho. I would have been the ho. But the whole point is that luckily I fell in love and got married, and I lucked. It was luck. It was all luck.
It was supposed to happen this way. You were supposed to do these things. I don't
know it
believe
wasn't. I had a choice. I went to college. And I was women just throwing vaginas all over the place. And my wife is dead now. Yeah, but and so then those girls, they stop. You keep cutting me off. Stop, Eve. Stop cutting me off. I don't want to kiss and tell. No, but the thing is that I did, and it was kind of sad though, because these girls were nice. They were very nice. But I kept wanting them to be like my wife, and they couldn't be like my wife. Many of them were very beautiful girls and stuff. Very beautiful girls. Very free-hearted. I didn't watch when I was in college. I didn't wash my clothes and shit, nothing like that. I'm in the dorm too, and I didn't wash my clothes. They washed them.
But you got girls doing it for you when you look the right part.
And I could dance too.
And you can move. You got.
Oh, I can dance.
You can look good on the dance floor.
Oh yes.
Yeah. That's the dude that they're going to start doing things for, because eventually you're going to choose one of them.
That's what they thought.
And then, like you said, some of them were beautiful and they're already doing things for you, but they weren't giving you what your baby doll was giving you or gave you, or that. So, I mean, that's a trade-off. That's another compromise, because I mean, people say that when you find your person, however you find your person, you might have had to say, okay, well, I normally like this, but this person's giving me this, and I think I like this more, even though I wasn't expecting it. Girls who like the bad boy in school and then go for the nerd when they're past their prime. Because they're so much more knowledgeable now. They're so much more wise, and they've spun the block a couple times, and now they find that these superficial things.
It's very complicated because it comes down to this. It's very complicated. As a man, as Clyde went. See, I always knew that people always knew me. They didn't know me, but everybody already put me into a position. The teachers, he's a football player. don't be acting like you're smart in class. You're a football player. I had one of my social studies teachers tell me that in high school. You play football.
Right. Run the ball.
So he was telling me in the sense is that you just stop that. Stop asking these questions and stuff. You just stay in your place. And so you see is that people in a sense, they choose, we make choices. And when we make these choices, we have to live by those choices. And sometimes the choices that we make may not be apropos for us. You see, it may seem the right choice at that particular time, but then down the road, it may have not been the right choice. You see, and so then I think that's why you can't never brag about how your life is going. You know, Neely Full is correct when he says, "Don't brag about your life. Don't try to play things up. It's just that you lucked up. You lucked up. You know, I lucked up that none of my sons went to jail. I had 5 boys. None of them went to jail. All praise on to God. None of them in jail yet. And I'm trying to stay out of jail too. So, you know, but I mean, that's the way it is that we have to be more respectful of each other and understand that there's certain compromises we make to be able to do the things we do. You see, I mean, you wouldn't be with your partner if you didn't compromise a lot of times and stuff. Because see, we had to compromise with our women because see, you're a woman in a sense. See, I study a lot of neuroscience. Because I study neuroscience, I know that my brain operates serial. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You use both sides of your brain, so you say step 20. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You would skip 1. You would skip 2, 5, 6. You're up to 20. Wow. How can I catch up? That's why a man is foolish when he argues with a woman. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. You can't help but lose because your brain is serial oriented. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Her brain, she used both sides of her brain, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you still at number 2. So then leave it alone. That's why I said you had to understand that, you know. And
no, that's real. So then, when we're dealing with people, and we're finding that, well, not only do you not want to argue with women because we're thinking all over the place, but do we really need to have arguments, or is there a compromise? And then inside of the compromise, well, there was a conflict. The conflict being you see differently than me, but we still have work to do. You know, at work, the biggest thing that I kept hearing when I was working for the public school system is how could I be a no tangibles, no vote person? You know, my ancestors died to vote. Like, how could you not vote? And then how could you not vote Democrat? Like, you're Black. Like, what is going on? Mm-hmm. And it's like, and this is white people talking to me, you know, white people telling me that, you know, my civic duty, what I'm supposed to be doing. And aren't you Black? Don't y'all people just vote Democrat anyway? And how can I be more of an Obama supporter than you? Like, what's going on? I thought you were pro-Black. And it's like, I am. And this that you doing is showing exactly why we've got these miscommunications, because you think that he's pro-Black and he's not. And then you're equating us because we look like each other, and then we don't. I mean, he's
my wife would not. I voted for Obama. My wife would not vote for Obama.
Not either time. Not the first time or the second time.
So she wouldn't. You know, she had a lot of intuition and stuff. You know, she was a very empathetic woman. No, she never voted for him. You know, and I knew it was all jab, because I knew the thing is this. I looked at how he came here. I knew how he originated. How did he originate? He originated because in the 1990s, Clinton said, I'm going to be president one day. And they say, how are you going to be president one day? And she said, because I'm going to get the Black vote. She said that in the 90s. 3 years later, out of nowhere, this man comes to Chicago, and he supposed was a community worker, and he never worked in any damn community. He never worked in any community, but he went to Trinity Church where Oprah and the other big shots went. Mm-hmm. And so he met all the big shot Chicagoans. And before you know it, he stopped screwing white girls. And then he found, what's her name? I can't think of it right now. Michelle. He found Michelle, you know. And then like people say Michelle is a man. She ain't no damn man to me. But I mean, damn, people say anything, and and some of us will go along with it too. And see that's what makes it so terrible, in the sense is that we instead of, in a sense, sometimes being ready to fight for something, a lot of times we'll let people get away with destroying things. We should never have allowed anybody to say Michelle was a man, because the thing is, this is that everybody's different. Everybody have different types, My type of woman is totally different from somebody else's type of woman. My type of woman was kind of 125 to 135 pounds, shapely, beautiful legs, beautiful face.
Legs.
And that was it. Whereas other people, they like real stacked, really voluptuous and stacked women and stuff like that. And everybody got their own style. But is my style better than your style? No. That's why we're always involved in conflicts. But we had to find a way to compromise. But as you said earlier, it's very difficult if you're going to be in a relationship. Like I hear these people, they say, yeah, we like to fight, and then we like to make up, and we have good sex. Damn, if I got into a really bad argument, my wife is not going to have sex with me. She's going to say, nigga, get your ass over there.
On the couch, right?
On the couch. My son told me, one of my sons told me, he said, Pops, when my wife get mad at me, I'm not getting out the bed. I might turn, but I'm not getting out of my bed. She's not putting me out of my bed. I said, hey, you a strong brother. But he said she might not talk to me or whatever, but and she's not gonna turn my way, but I'm not getting up. I'm not going to the couch. I said, okay, cool. But again, in a sense, but that's just it. But here's the whole point. What people don't understand is that you have to make these choices, just like when Kamala Harris decided she was going to run for president. And then everybody got all excited. Oh, she had a call with all these sisters, and they gave her $3 million. She was talking to some white folks. They know black people tight as hell. They're tight as hell.
No, those were the whites for Harris and the white guys for Harris, and it was blanketed by the black women Zoom call. They want to use the optics because there's been so much conflict around her and her blackness that you got to have some money attached to it, because that's how they know we'll pay attention. I find that a lot of us won't listen to us if we don't have certain things that would make you more credible. Yes. So, now that she's a contender and that she's got this money behind her, she should be more respected as the shoo-in, because everybody keeps saying, well, Trump's not going to win. He couldn't win. He doesn't have the politics behind him like she does. And he's got the money behind him, but he doesn't have the political acumen or experience and years in politics that she does. And I don't know if sanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting
it's insanity.
Right. Insanity.
Because the whole point is that. See, this election was over. It was over. It was over 2 weeks ago when that bullet grazed his ear. When that bullet grazed his ear, and the blood running down the side of his head, and he put up his fist, fight. It was over. It was over. And because of the fact that it was over then. And in fact, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time for her to even think that she's going to win. She's not going to win, and she can't win. And the reason she can't win is that these people think that he's Jesus Christ now, because he survived that assassination attempt. And that is a powerful thing. That's powerful to see that. And then on top of that, Biden didn't do anything for us. Oh, Joe didn't do anything for us. So a lot of people are going to be with me on the couch. You're on the couch, right? But
couch right now. No, you're right. And I hope that Black America has had enough of the symbolism, because again, we didn't want her the first time she ran for president. Right. That's why they didn't put her on the ticket then. And you can't tell me that her inability to form coherent sentences or makes sense when she's got the camera on her.
And that
She
laugh.
needs to be unburdened by the burdens, and or
See, she
I
got
just don't
that.
understand it.
She got that thought laugh. That thought laugh when you go to the club, or you go, come on, you're not a man, so you wouldn't know the thought laugh. She got that thought laugh that when you go to the club, and then you see somebody and she looks kind of interesting but flaky, you know you're going to talk to her, and then she'll try to think that she's playing her game with you, and you say, damn, I know I'm going home tonight. I know I'm going to her house tonight. But that's just one of those things. But the point is this, is that, you know, she's a very important symbol. And what makes her a very important symbol is that she is that example. She is that example because her sister married to a brother. Her sister had a baby as a teenager. So that's cool. But the whole point is this, is that her problem is that she wanted Doug to save her, and Doug did save her, you see. But the fact is this, is that but when she married Doug out of bitterness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Montel Williams, everybody already sampled the salt, sampled the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, some of us don't mind, but a lot of people don't like a woman with a high body count. You know, Europeans they don't care, because see, it's like I told you when I was teaching at Governor State, and you know, I taught the research class, and all the students in psychology and education at Governor State had to take my research class.
Right.
And so then when I taught the research class, you know, sometimes I would want them to understand the importance of words, the importance of language, and so then I would put on the board, in a sense, love, and you know, he give me all these different names and all these different things, what it meant, and they never, in a sense, could really, you know, give the real definition. And the real definition was affection and sex. That's what love is, affection and sex. But women create these other words that they want to surround love with, when love is just affection and sex, you know. And so then it's very simple. But see, the thing about Kamala is that Kamala, in a sense, she is, in a sense, someone who could be, she's dangerous though, because I do feel in the sense that, yes, she is a thought, you know, yes, she is with Dougie, you know, but the point is this, is that she still would not be reliable. I think that if she became president, she would be more dangerous than Obama ever was, because see, Obama was never part of the Black community.
Right. He was just kind of given to us, but then she had to insert herself into. So I remember what you said last week, that osmosis, or at least being around us, that could make her glitch in our behavior. I'm sorry, in our favor, because it's familiar to her. At least she's been around it, proximity to. Obama's Blackness extends to Michelle, because nobody placed anything before that.
That's right. Yeah, none before that. And then you know, Trinity Church, that was a big shot church, you know, that only Oprah was there and all the other people. So they got him involved with the right people, and they got him. And so then they planned ahead of time. But see, what is that this is what happened, is that Hillary Clinton said, I got the Black vote. And all of a sudden from out of nowhere, this man comes. This man is supposed to come. I never saw him doing any. You cannot find anybody in Chicago that ever saw him do community work. But
that's what I keep hearing. Everybody outside of Chicago talks about all the works he's done. Y'all in Chicago are like,
no,
where
he didn't do any work here. But the thing is, this is that he had the media behind him and stuff like that, you know. But what happened is that he made it so that Clinton couldn't become president. If it wouldn't have been for him, Clinton would have became president. Things may have been different. May have been different. But the point is this, is that we got touch with that Blockitis. You know, itis, on Boondocks, you know, you eat all that good food and then you start getting sleepy. Well, we got Blackitis. A lot of us, in a sense, we just saw a black face, and we didn't really think about the fact is that that he was a tether. You know, that was before. You know,
Or it's pre-tether terms. Yes.
Yeah, we had Claude Anderson telling us that you couldn't really trust immigrants, black immigrants, because they were your competition. But nobody really paid attention to Claude Anderson. He was, you know, he was really talking this stuff back in Detroit all over the place. Look at his old videos, you see.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is this, is that when we saw him in there, we said, here's a black face. Then he got to know Oprah, and then shit. If you know Oprah, if you get on Oprah's show, you had it made back in the day. You know, I saw a video the other day said that somebody was saying, I'm trying to get over being addicted to Oprah. But anyway, so then this man, he came to the right city. See, it's something about Chicago. It's something in the water that make us think different. They make us think different. I mean, just think about the whole movement against the immigrants came from Chicago. Because there's something here that we don't always have group think, you see. We don't always have group think. And because we don't have group think, and you know, in a sense, it means what happens is that the segregation of the city is just so wonderful, because you grow up where you have to be black. You don't see any white people until you go to work. You don't see any white people until you go downtown.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. And see, but in most other places, y'all all immigrate. Y'all all immigrate.
Yes, it's very segregated, and you know, I that is interesting.
It's
that
beautiful.
It can be so a separate, you know, I said segregated, I meant integrated. Outside of Chicago, with a lot of integration, and then
right
where you are, it's a lot of still separate things. And then, you know, they blame that on us, saying that we don't want to be around each other. We are fighting each other, killing each other, and that's why Chicago will never get better. But it might be for what you just said. You know, y'all thinking a little differently in Chicago, and we got to do something with you niggas. What are you doing? You just thinking for yourselves.
Yeah.
No. Let's put something in the water and see if it gets you off your mark.
You know, it's just like the shootings on holidays. See, we know, people in Chicago know it's no gangs anymore. Blackstone Rangers, Disciples, they're all gone because see, they made a mistake. You know what their mistake was?
What was it?
Their mistake was they thought that they were going to be millionaires like the mob, but they didn't understand white supremacy is not going to allow you to be an independent.
Oh, no.
So when they started making a lot of money and they started making a lot of money in drugs or whatever, they just broke them all down. So we don't have any real gangs. Because we don't have any real gangs, it's mainly the Spanish kids shooting each other. So we know that if it's black children and black women getting shot on the 4th of July, you know, we know that it had to be white people coming up here for hunting season. Yeah. Because there's no gangs. Why is a gangbanger going to shoot a kid? Why a gangbanger going to shoot an old lady on the street? Why a gangbanger going to shoot old nigga? Why they going to shoot old nigga like me? They're not going to do that. So then we know that around Thanksgiving, every holiday, they put on their black mask.
Their masks.
Yeah, they put on their black masks. They get in their car, and then the white police, they turn off the cameras so they don't have to arrest anybody. And then 43 people shot. But a lot of them were shot in the white downtown. Those crazy white people downtown, rich, those Spanish people, and a few other crazy people. But the whole point is this, though, is that you have to look at it from this perspective. Is that you have to understand is that I'm scared of you. That's what Europeans feel. They're scared of you. See, they're more scared of you as a black woman than they're scared of me as a black man.
Yes, we've talked about this before.
Right. Because see, you can put a fire under my ass and make me want to go out and do something. I mean,
there you go. If I want you to have it, you're gonna have
it. You know, damn. She said I'm a coward. I gotta go out there. You know.
So then does that black girl magic extend to them people? Like if I want him to have it, he will have it, and then it doesn't matter if he's a black man or not. And they
No,
take that magic and use it for themselves.
they can't use the magic for themselves because if you notice, Gallup, what's her name, Cinnabay Gallaby or whatever her name, and
Yeah.
and the golfer, they always have more money than the white man. I saw a good video today about I saw a good video today about the actress that everybody agrees is a beautiful girl, and she's had 2 white husbands and she's paying alimony. So it never works out. It never works out in the sense is that you always have to have the money. The tennis lady, she married a white man, but she's got more money than him. And so what did Dadu Umar say? He can't love you. I hate family. I hate to say this. A white man or a white woman cannot love you. You can maybe work out a financial arrangement, but they can't love you. You can have super sex, but they can't love you. And the reason they can't love you is that they've been conditioned to think you're beneath them. So unless you and that white girl went to school from elementary school on up together, you can't trust her because she's not going to trust you and even then it's going to be very difficult because see, how can you love somebody that you've been taught to disrespect? How can you love somebody that you've been taught is beneath you in every way?
No, that's true. And I mean, I would even say that even if you grew up with her, if you're an adult already, that's not the crop that you want. You want this upcoming crop of white children with these white parents who say, I watched this little white boy. It was a cuddly video, right? Because he's like, Thomas Jefferson had lots of slaves. And then he throws the book into the fire. And then he's like, George Washington had lots of, and then he's like talking about real history and how these books that lied about all this bad stuff, as their parents are tossing this. We are burning these books. Abraham Lincoln didn't free the enslaved. And then he tosses the book into the fire. And I'm like, if y'all want, them people, you might want to get the children of them people because those children are being taught something else, and I still feel like it's a buffer class of sorts, people who will admit the truth about things, but still work inside of their privilege because you don't want to take it off. Like, why would I take off my privilege? I mean, I'm acknowledging your existence. I'm acknowledging all the bad stuff. I don't do that bad stuff. I hire ethnicities, I live in a diverse neighborhood. I don't hate blacks, but no, I don't think I want to give up that white privilege.
And it's interesting too, because I've been looking at a lot of videos and it looks like the earlier crop of white women, they could maybe kind of deal with it. But I know I've been looking at a lot of videos lately where these younger white women, they're killing their black children. They're killing their black children. And because see, we talked about it when we talked about the Magical Negro. Remember we did a video on the Magical Negro and the magical. Didn't we do? Well, I did it with Yoshimada on the Magical Negro, but the Magical Negro. And then we talked about it when we talked about the group of people and the family. But anyway, the thing is this, that a lot of people, in a sense, a lot of people, there's a white mama effect, and this white mama effect can be very negative on her children, and she can be very negative because see, a lot of times, in a sense, they can just give up and then they kill their children. Here's a comment from Malkia. She says, very few black folks in Chicago remember when they did not like Obama. And nobody remembers Jack Ryan and his divorce from Star Trek lady and how that helped Obama get the Senate seat. That could be true, but people in a sense didn't really think about Obama. We didn't really think about Obama. We just thought and I'm gonna be honest, the black people I talked to, we thought Obama was one of the slickest brothers around. We thought he was cool because he was pimping people. This is where Iceberg Slim came from. Come on now. And when you see a pimp, when you see a real pimp, you admire that real pimp. Casa Hotel Nessa Biddy said, Trump is an absolutely despicable character, and we don't want him and his MAGA cult files anywhere near the White House. vote for Harris. See, that's a lie. You know, we love many people love Trump because Trump. Look at all the friends Trump had, all the black friends Trump had. But we know all white folk. We know that white folks don't like us. We know that white folks are against us. But then, in a sense, it's still some white folks that you may like or you may think are your friend. I mean, I taught in the public schools. You taught in the public schools, and you got to admit that there was one white lady, not white guys. There's always one white lady who you met that you said, "Damn, she was cool." You know, like my group that you know, she's always trying to bring everybody together, but when we all meet up, it's not but her and the rest, and about 20 and about 10 black teachers. But you know that's it.
This is the one that's cool. Yeah, I've met her for sure,
Yeah.
but I've also found that she's cool because she's progressive. You know, she's more forward thinking than her peers. And you know, when Trump came around and people got to wear their racism on their shirts, you know, and not be so ashamed of how they really feel, that's when that white woman is like, I'm not like the rest of them.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the nitty gritty, is she going to be speaking up for our reparations, or is it just you know, I feel for you. You know, I would never do that to you. You know, I love black people. I go to the cookout. I know how to fry chicken. You know, and it's like all that stuff is cool, but no, that was a compromise inside of our conflict. You know, y'all are, because there used to be some of y'all who couldn't even exist around us, right? So y'all said, okay, I'll compromise and be around you folks and learn some things about Cecil.
It was some people, but you know, and then you know, if you have to, I shouldn't say this, but you know, white friends are always making some type of macaroni salad. It's always a macaroni salad. It's gonna be something put in there, nuts, maybe shrimp, chicken, but it's always something macaroni, and then in a sense, you always got to find a way. It's not nice. You have to always find a way not to eat their cake. You're not going to eat their cake unless they bought the cake.
Something in there. Yeah, no,
That's
no.
not right.
Do y'all have Farm Fresh supermarket grocery store where you are?
Yeah, supposedly Farm Fresh, but go ahead.
So Farm Fresh used to fry chicken. Did your Farm Fresh fry chicken too? So like Farm Fresh here used to fry chicken, and that would be like some really good fried chicken. And I don't eat fried chicken anymore, right? And I buck my eyes for it because that's how meaningful it was. But no, the white people that I've always worked with, they would always know that if it's time to cook, these niggas ain't eating our shit unless it came from something that I could open in front. So they would always they would get the cookies, you know, the real soft sugar cookies from the grocery store. They get that Farm Fresh chicken. They go get you a fruit platter. The white people I've been around for the most part, they must know that we're not going to touch it. So either they've been through a lot of wasted money. Y'all not going to eat my no. So then feelings.
Or we're going to take it with us. You know, we're going to take it with us.
Take some more with you. Y'all hardly touch the right.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take it home. I'm gonna take it home and finish it. I don't know why we like that, Eve. Why we like that?
That's the compromise.
Why is it that we won't eat their food though, and especially their cakes? Especially their cakes. We're not eating those damn. If they cook if it's a homemade cake, you know. But then you find these white restaurants. You go there and then you and you love the food, but then it looks like the average white guy or gal that you know they can't cook, and you go if they have an affair, it's gonna be some type of macaroni salad. It is gonna be some type of macaroni salad. It's gonna be
some kind of raisins and nuts in it that don't need to be there.
Some, and the coleslaw gonna have raisins and nuts in it too. You know.
Look, see, to me, the experimental foods that they do, I think that those are fine as long as you don't do it when everybody's expecting something traditional. You know, if we're having Thanksgiving and everybody's expecting macaroni and cheese, that's not the time to come with your anything other than macaroni and cheese.
but again, like I said, is that but you be cool, but I don't know. I don't know. It's you sometimes you hate it. You hate it, but if you've been working with them a long time and they want you to come to their house, then you go.
Well,
And it,
I'm not a racist, I'm not one of those blacks, right? I'm very much prejudiced and bigoted, and I'm discriminatory, but I try to treat people on an individual
yeah,
basis. And then,
I do
when
too.
people are talking about us collectively, then I got to talk about everybody else collectively, right? So then
When it comes to
individually,
eating their food, though,
well, see,
it's kind of
not on
hard.
not on a big scale of things, except we already do. Like you said, you went to Olive Garden, you're eating their food, but
Oh
what
yeah,
you're saying is because I paid for it and it's in an establishment, they gotta be following some sort of hygiene protocols that at
yeah.
home I know you're not doing. I know you're not doing that at
It's
home.
not. It's not. It's not that I think it's not. It's not that I don't think that I'm following hygiene. It just don't look like it tastes good. It don't look good. You know, like me. If I cook, not so much now because I'm lazy, but when I used to really cook a lot, I always want everything to have green and red in it. It was either green or red pepper,
Yeah.
green or red onion. I wanted everything to look green. It looked like that was a color mix for me. Those are Christmas colors too, but I never hardly liked Christmas. But again, in a sense, is that this whole idea of trying to to find a way to get along is very difficult. It's very difficult to find a way to get along, and I do think that this Kamala Harris thing has complicated matters, and I think in a sense is that it's brought out in people this whole idea of where do I go, because none of us I don't really believe that Trump, I don't really believe that Biden won the last election. I think that was a finesse. I don't believe he won,
Yeah.
because the black people I talked to the black people I talked to back in 2020, they was all talking about the couch. And now we got more people. Now we got more people talking about the couch, and we got more people demand. Now we got more people who feel, we had to admit it's the leader who's not a leader. The leader who's not a leader.
Leader,
And
not a leader, leader, not a leader
he's
said.
not a leader, but he's a leader, but he's not a leader. And that's FBA, Tariq Nasheed. Reparations, Tariq Nasheed. In a sense, but it's just that he's just saying, but he's been able, in a sense, to get a lot of people on board.
Yeah,
The
marginalization
tether.
of it, yeah.
Yeah. The whole thing about the tethers. But what he did is that he learned from Francis Wellington, he learned from Nellie Fuller, and then he started expanding on telling you where he got the stuff from. But then again, he practiced it. And before him, we never had any black people, and even up to today. I mean, except for the Black Authority, and the Black Authority not the Black Authority so much. The Black Authority used to be cool, but y'all took all his energy away. He still got a good site, and some people come there, but he doesn't have that strength anymore, because y'all just took all that away from the Black Authority. So then, but Professor Black and Tariq are the two people who people really look up to, people really listen to,
Yeah.
and that's it, because and that's it's just sad. It's just sad that the Black Authority, lost a lot of his identity. But see, you don't mess with the Mother Goddess. You mess with the Mother Goddess, and the Mother Goddess, if she can hold you up, or she can destroy you. And so then, and the thing is, this is that fire can be extinguished. You see.
Mm-hmm.
And
for sure. I mean, I think words matter, right? And
yeah.
when we're talking about conflict and compromise with people who are uncompromising, right? At least we keep hearing that you got to be unapologetic, uncompromising, you got to be Black first, you got to do all these things. And then you find out that integrity matters and character matters, and then how you actually live versus what you tell people. And like you said, at least Tariq's been outside a bunch of different times. They swatted his house. That he's been in the what's that? The scope. He's been in the scope of them people, and that's an example that people didn't want to see but got to see. And I think that the mainstream people, media, and society also got to realize that you don't want to martyr somebody. That you don't want to hit somebody who's been able to mobilize so many people.
No, that's not it.
No?
No.
So, because when I thought that when he got swatted, it was an opportunity for them to showcase how powerful they were. Like we can touch
But
you
see,
at home.
but it does. But see, they don't know what to do with him, because the fact is that he's already said he's not. He's a leader, but not the leader. And he's got the people who listen to him who say he's not the leader, but the leader. And it's not. And this is very important. And it's not in the sense. See now, in a sense, now they practice a period of confusion. When you see the Black Authority, when you see Professor Black, when you see these people online, even me talking some ish sometimes. I mainly stick to my history stuff. But even me, if I'm talking some stuff, they say, what if they were such a threat, why are they letting them talk? See, they think they're using psychology, but they don't know that we've been taught psychology from our parents. And our parents taught us, in a sense, is that hey, this is cool, because it's all in that shucking and jiving the white man. And so then the white man think he's shucking and jiving us when we're saying, damn, hey, it's cool. We're still getting the information. And so then, but he feels, in a sense, is that he feels that's making a confusion in our mind. No, we're not confused. Most of us understand, yeah, they're letting us talk. But the point is this, is that we understand at any time they could cut it off.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then you have to go to plan B or plan C or plan D or step 2, 3, 4. Having people with the serial mind might be, that might be the move if it's a leader, non-leader, versus a woman who's thinking all over the map. Because well, actually, this brings me to a point that was brought up earlier about you thinking that some of us were white in a previous life and then choosing to come back as Black, and
most of us,
now that we're here,
about 90% of us, 90% of the people living today were white in their last incarnation, I believe, because they do not act like the generation that raised me.
So then from there, it's like if we don't know how to be Black, even though our genetics is picking up Black and then picking up a prior history because of our melanin, then you would have a lot of glitching. A lot of people saying one thing and then doing something else, and then it's like the conflicts there is no resolution because this is not for them. Maybe we're in our Moses time where we are getting them to where they need to be, but we don't get to enjoy the fruits of the labor because we were white last time. So
that's interesting, but it doesn't see it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because, see, you play your role, and because you play your role, whatever it is, when I think back to, I always saw slavery. As a very terrible time. But then when I started reading some of these slave things where people was getting to be 60, 70, 80, how the hell they lived to get 60, 70, and 80 on these plantations? But they did. See, and then people would say to me, Dr. Winters, if God really existed, and if God was God, why did he allow us, in a sense, to suffer on the plantations? And then I had to tell them is that every plantation wasn't bad, number one. And number two, you only heard about 3 insurrections. There was 250 insurrections. That's not counting the sisters who when they got raped, they put glass in their master's
food. Right.
And then I'm talking about the sisters who, when they got raped, they burned the damn house down, and with masks in there. See,
and that sounds like a resolution to some conflict, right?
It was a resolution to a conflict. And so then, but see, that's what makes it very, very difficult. And that's one of the reasons why, people want to say, we have in a sense, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is Black. You see, but the whole point is this, is that after Obama, being Black is not enough. See, It's just like Gaddafi would still be alive today, but he thought Obama was an FBA. That rhymes. Gaddafi would have been alive today, but he
Oh,
thought that Obama was FBA. Yeah. See how niggas are? We just rhyme, or we don't even want to rhyme. But the thing is, this is that. See, the whole world. Remember, he got the Nobel Peace Prize because everybody in the world has thought this is another Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. No, but
right.
he was a tether. He's a tether.
Mm-hmm.
And because he was a tether, because he wasn't really part of the culture, it didn't work out. And so now we got Kamala. And yes, she had that call with the black men, the black so-called black men and black women who supposed to give her millions of dollars, which I don't believe one bit. You know, they are called the brothers talking about protect the sisters. Shit, they don't even protect the damn. They don't even protect the damn senators. How they gonna protect her? But the thing is this, is that I love it. I love it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to me because it is so beautiful. Why is it beautiful? Because it's putting us in a situation where we have to think. And that's terrible. Most of the time we like to react.
It's true. Being reactionary versus preventative, that's a conversation I end up having a lot with people because, like medicine. And then
what are your friends saying about this situation?
About Kamala?
About Kamala and the fact that the Jim Crow genocide Joe pulled out. What are your friends saying?
The same thing. For the most part, they either don't participate in the political anything. Like these are people who are not on the internet, so they're not really following things as much as their Black life has not benefited from any of the people in power. So whatever, yeah, it's a voting year, whatever, I'm gonna still do mine. And to just be like that, to me, it just seems so freeing. Like you understand that these people don't like you, they not rock with you, they're not going to do anything for you. So you really have removed yourself from that. Like I told you, my aunt lives in a whole nother country, but I have other friends who've said that it might be easier to just go somewhere else and let them figure it out. But I'm like, you can't flee. God damn it, you're not a flea. But I kind of get it. It seems safer maybe if you go to a place that isn't experiencing things like here. But to me, it would have to be like you would have to. Did you see in Sicily? There's a couple cities that was like you can buy a house for $1, and then you gotta live there for 3 years too, and then I think you got a baby there. But essentially, you can come here for $1, and there's a bunch of beautiful places on the map that are
but they're
unpopulated.
But they're suffering from a drought and they don't have enough water. And so then in a sense, the farmers are having a very terrible time. I saw a thing today. But see, but what it is that, we don't flee. And the reason we don't flee is because of the fact in the sense that your mama said, we can still shuck and jive and we can still run the white man. And that's the whole point. We feel, many of us feel we can shuck and jive. I'll never forget when I was in college and we were protesting this and marching for this and marching for that. And one day my baby doll said, one day she said, Clyde, you're crazy. I said, what are you talking about? She said, you're crazy. I said, how are we crazy? I said, y'all around here talking about y'all gonna turn the white man out, y'all gonna take over every damn thing. And they're not gonna let you take over anything. And I said, yes, it is, because we're gonna fight, baby. We got some black professors now at the University of Illinois. Yeah. Now where those black professors at today? They're gone. But we had them when I was there, but now they're gone. And they brought in people who wasn't really there. But anyway, I'm gonna go to some of the brand for a while. So let's take a little break. Cool.
What's up, everybody? It's Eve. Follow me on Twitter and YouTube for space recordings and special live programs. 2024, we're doing things a little different if you haven't peeped game by now. So yeah, this is your chance. you can do it now if you want. Hit the bell here on YouTube at JustEveB, or find me on X at Justice4Just_Us. That's JUSTICE 4JUST_US. And if you feel so inclined, support my channel and the work we do over here. The Cash App and Patreon links are in the description. Black first.
Atlantis in Mexico. Atlantis in Mexico. Atlantis in Mexico. Atlantis in Mexico. Time travel in a book. Go far in a book. When is the last time you spent bread on a book? Knowledge given in a book. Benefit from a book. Create a movie from a book. Create animation from a book. Atlantis in Mexico. Atlantis in Mexico. Mexico.
Thank you, Yoshi Mod. A beautiful video. Thank you.
Galactic paths of ancient lore. Metaphysical keys to unlock the door. A book written by Jada Pasor, with the guided visions of Yoshimo. Ancient black spirituality. Galactic celestial symphony. Cosmic melanated energy. Spirits are within me. Our history. Ancient black spirituality. Galactic celestial symphony. Cosmic melanated energy. Spirits are within me. Our history. Black history gems essays. Black history gems essays. Black history gems essays. Black history gems essays. Let's time travel in a book. Go far in a book. When is the last time you read a real book? Knowledge given in a book. Benefit from a book. Create a movie from a book. Just don't forget to give thanks to the author who put time into the book. Thanks. Black history gems essays. Black history gems essays. Black history gems essays. Black history gems essays.
Supplemental learning for your mini. But you can learn too. Don't send your mini into the belly of the beast unarmed. Courses, practical math, language, the code, our story and more. An institution founded by us, dedicated to us and our fight for justice. Here you will learn ways to combat the system using the same information they are trying to keep away from you. Welcome to FBA Sunday School.
Oh, check it out. This is a beautiful. That's a beautiful school. Check it out.
Time travel in a book. Go far in a book. Can you remember from a book?
it one time, it gets old. She gon' take me out of space into another zone. Free spirit, she ain't messing with them petty hoes. Microwaves and cobalt outside her phone. Talking to that vibe and smoking good on that drone. Call me eat now with the cuz all up in a fro. This queen approach, she gon' drop it low to the flow. You know she liquid gold with the alchemy in the bowl. Trippy super soul, it's the greatest tale never told. She gon' get you right, you can set up on your goals. You gon' spend the night in the harmonize with your toes. You know she super fine in the aura down to her bones. Super magic fairy, I'm lost in the rituals. She give me life like butterflies on the rose. Really rich and old, ain't nothing like cracker trolls. Sitting in the clothes, an extraterrestrial. And she never fold, trap crackers up in the throat. She drink your wine, she rock you up like a bow. And she spark my mind with intellectual pose. Shake butter oils and linger up in your nose. Independent goddess, like rhythm up in the soul.
Yellow honey, drip flow, sweet agave at the toe. Independent finance, wine, citrus mist. My Wonder Woman, I wonder how to.
Hi, family. This is Clyde Winters again. How are you doing? We got a new course coming up. This new course is going to be Part 3, When Britain Was Black. In Part 3, we're going to talk about the Black British Romans, the Black Emperors, the Black Moors. We're going to talk about the beautiful castles and homes that these Black people built in Europe. We're going to talk about Black royalty. Join us for Part 3, When Britain Was Black. We're going to teach the class on Monday, beginning September 9th. The class is going to be at 7:30 p.m. British time and 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time in the United States. Join us for this class. Learn about the Black British Romans, the Black Emperors, the Moors, the castles that they lived in, and Black royalty. Join us for the third part in the Black British History online course. Join us. You can register for the course at sistershanice.gumroad. Yes, go to Gumroad and you can register for the class at sistershanice.gumroad.com. Join us for the class beginning September 9th. You know, many of the videos that you've been looking at, they were made by Yoshi Mod. You know, you guys support Yoshi Mod Productions. This brother makes some beautiful stuff. You should try to support this brother because he is a genius. Yoshi Mod is a genius. Yes, Yoshi Mod is a genius. That's only some of his work. This man is producing so much work. Support this brother. Cash app him. Support him. He's doing so many beautiful videos, so many beautiful songs. This is one of his latest songs. He did make a video to go along with it, so I kind of added some pictures. But this is one of Yoshi Mod's latest songs.
Truth is in your face. light shines beyond bright. We the black aboriginals are righteous in this fight. We the black aboriginals are righteous in this fight. European tales, they twist it well. FBA roots, FBA roots, FBA roots. No need to pretend anymore. The truth is in your face. FBA roots, FBA roots, FBA roots.
This is a beautiful thing. You know, Yoshimar, this man loves his people. He's so proud of his people, and he will do anything in a sense to show the truth behind us, because he wants us to know who we are. He doesn't have to spend his time making all these videos, but he does, because the brother's just bad. He's bad. He's bad.
The ancients have chose me this often. The scale is now tipping. We must prepare for them. The world is dangerous. It's all show. Rain falls down. Most people don't know. Tables turn. All our enemies burn. Ashes, ashes, dust to go. Know how to get you. Wake your whole ass up. We battled before. We're still in this war. My patience is over and gone. You protect yours, and I'll protect mine. You protect yours, and I'll protect mine. You and I are on the front line. Don't let them lie to you. We've been here this whole time. I'm telling you, and I've been on this front line. Don't let them lie to you. We've been here this whole time.
You gotta go to Gum Road. You gotta go to Gum Road. This brother Yoshimar has so many videos. Support this brother. Send him some cash apps. Go and get this brother's material. It is great. His videos are so great.
No chains on me. And no chains on me. No chains on me. And no chains on me. And no chains on me. Yeah. You know what being free is. You know what being here is. You know what the motive is. You know how to control it. They pull it all night just to hold it. They pull it on the train that we're holding. Pull it on the train now we rolling. See the you. They said that they heads was your halo. They talk about it if they pay you. They put it in my payroll. Yeah. I'm in town with a bankroll. I had to move around with a light low. And now I see what you mean. Even with all this green, I still ain't free. still ain't free. I wanna be free. Yeah, I wanna be free. I wanna be. And set me free, set me. Now set me free, so set me free, set me. I wanna be free, set me free, set me. Now set me free, set me. Now set me free, set me. I wanna be free. I see it all up in my mind. I got rules on the ride. Talking to the moon and the waves on the shrine. What you mean if you're coming out of line? Hit on with the pillow and the core of the line. They are so mortgage if you don't have no more time. Somebody get somebody that they know that's at that mind. Even if you go away for some time, man. Long enough for them to forget your face the time when you was even with your money and your foolishness. When you knew that you was wrong and you kept doing it. Yeah, it's so easy to see. Most of us don't see. Yeah, when you chase the money, at the end of the road, you still ain't free. You still ain't free.
You can never be free. You won't be free. You will not be free because at any given time, you got to get Yoshi up. Come on now.
At any given time, I may be followed. I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may die. What's it that you don't want me to say? Ain't been big, no one listen to me. Sometimes I feel like the lane that I made. On my grandmother was in the maze. Left me behind and left me astray. What is the truth that was going on with me? Told me be cool and just have a nice day. Some things are just easy to say. Wish I could stop me from breathing today. Don't have no food and they swimming on me. Out in the ocean away from the bay. I've been drifting along far away. I went up in to keep them away. Say what you say, but I just cannot stay. Won't spin the lane and they want me to drink. Can't do the crime, that don't suit me. Mine, unfortunately, and my sorrow. So many follow, sleeping in hollow. Bring on the idol, listen to Carlo. Living to borrow, living to borrow. Living to call home, shooting a hollow. Shooting a inferno, about the carnal. Zooming out your love in the eye. All know, seeing that is a pyramid. Hey, they tell me get that is affirmative. I looked at Mr. Biz, kept the hook to the ring. Too late to call it quits, that's what the mission is. We are the guinea pigs, music for feeling it. Tired of the silliness, no longer feeling this. Killing with killing this, feeling like feeling this. Swimming this message off of the shore into the abyss. Deep in, I'm in ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may die. I'm super genie, what a fiend, take you to Feeny. How when they see me, sleazy bikini, nothing but weenie. Wearing a beanie, feeling bikini. Changing the scenery, some of your misery, so many lies of me. Probably got you on TV, believe me. Pulling your memories, killing the name. They never just admit that they got me. Machiavelli could have never been sloppy. We can see it's nothing but copies. Listen, cook up in that lobby. Billie Holiday just was a body. George Clinton committed them robberies. It seems he went for the lottery. This all falls in one category. We all call it a mystery. I'm the villain you all see. They glory to those who all see. Put the grass set up like Eddie Murphy. No car crash, they just hating on me. Gotta make a comeback like Bill Cosby. Kobe Bryant playing conspiracy. Get me back for taking a knee. But they just be canning me. I get my turban, hit when I'm swerving. Black house cursing, supernova curving. More laceration, installation, no motivation. Straight elimination, your animation. Alienation, annihilation. All for the taking, taking like taking. Open faking, let's first nation. Who you saving? Change like Raven. Send me David. Had to shake 'em, moving brave on. Now you craving. Even Jaden save 'em. Taylor paving. Who we faking? Harry make 'em misbehaving. We the brave before we drown in the water. Got a deep dive. I'm in the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be follow. I'm on the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be follow. I'm on the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may die. Everything that I want me to stay. There's always one who took that rain. Came from the cave, made from the maid, created the slave. Step out of water, section is harder. Why do they bother? Go for my head, first like a daughter. Same boat, same thing, only in slaughter. Still throw jet bro, same as a father. Justify life, should it be harder? On my nation, need things water. See how they come, all as one. Force me to gun, force me to the slum. Live up the crumb, father's hung. This is beyond, live as one. Betraying the none, speak for the young. Nobody's dumb, maybe just some of the young. Maverick approach, truth by Yojo. And the kind will grow, just as the Ogo came off the O-phone. E-I-E-I-O-E-L song. Turning the wheel until it's all gone. Gotta go deeper, dive with the people. Some turn lethal, neighbors is evil. Go for the right, give up the pain. No human right, kill them on sight. Many despair, many beware. I see that I'm there, I see that I'm here. Ready with flares, calling all bad. Our genders are here, we the illusion, not disappear. As hard as my chin, deep dive. I'm the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may be followed. I'm out the ocean and I may be hollow. At any given time, I may dive in.
At any given time, you know, Yoshi Mod is a genius. Yoshi Mod has made this stuff not just for me, but for you also. You can go to yoshimod.gumroad. Go there. Go to Gumroad and support this brother. Buy his material. Support him. This brother is giving us knowledge. He's teaching you. Don't be afraid. Support the brother and his work.
Our information has been infiltrated. Yeah, you have to do this alone. That's what we're saying. Yeah, that information has been infiltrated. Yeah, you have to do this on your own, but you're not alone. You're not alone. I say you're not alone. You're not alone. I'm with you in this room. See, you're not alone. I'm with you in this room. Your information has been infiltrated. That's what I'm saying. You have to do this on your own. My information has been infiltrated. And women do this alone, but you're not on your own. Jig is up, time up, make us switch up, time up. Jig is up, time up, make us switch up, time yeah. The jig is up, time up, make us switch up, kinda. The jig is up, time's up, time to switch up, time to switch up. Give me told us how to die and come back. Oh, make told us to do when we come back. Hear what I say, mean no disrespect, but I see something wrong with this dialect. Teach us knowledge to move on. Start repeating old same sad song. We the matrix because I'ma put us on. If you afraid to evolve, then we move on. Ain't no time for no backtrack. I don't know, it's the ultimate payback. In my view, you think they watching me? They're watching you. Time to write a new script for a baby. Bitch, you stuck on Bill Gates going crazy. He ain't in my peripheral. Something wrong when you have no control over your damn self. Can't teach wealth if you are against wealth. Ain't no shortcuts over here. Soon as you get it, it all disappear. Ain't no such thing as fast money. If you in the spirit of slow honey, it's good to know the history. But on the cool, that's just a part of me. So I pledge allegiance here while I'm breathing, that I don't get with all the scheming. I'm saying I'm leaving for this here reason. You don't see what's beyond what you so-called the truth. My information has been infiltrated. Yeah, you have to do this alone. That's what we're saying. Yeah, the information has been infiltrated. Yeah, you have to do this on your own, but you're not alone. Nah, I say you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. I'm with you, boy. Say you're not alone. I'm with you, boy. Your information has been infiltrated. That's what I'm saying. You have to do this on your own. My information has been infiltrated. And we must do this alone, but you're not on your own. Jig is up, time up, make us switch up, time up. Jig is up, time up, make us switch up, time yeah. The jig is up, time up, make us switch up, kinda. The jig is up, time's up, time to switch up, time to switch up.
This is a message to the B1 community. It's time to switch up. Know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
I knew you were gonna say that. That's great.
You know,
Yeah.
that was from Yoshi
Yeah.
Mod. You can check out his stuff at Gumroad. Again, in a sense, Yoshi Mod is a brother that loves these people. He wants to educate us, and he does these videos. Go to Yoshi Mod Gumroad or Gumroad Yoshi Mod and support this brother and his work. But now we got to get back with this with Eve. Just Eve.
No, and see that's so it's cool. I'm a person who understands the grocery store, and Yoshi has a channel here on YouTube, and it's not competition. You know, we're both talking about things, inside of things, outside of things, and you know, you might not hear it from me, but maybe you get it from him. And I like that we can use each other to be forward thinking and, you know, pro advancement. You know, inside of the whole conversation that we've been having, conflict resolution or compromise, it's a lot of compromise if you are thinking about the bigger picture. And I find that, well, when I'm around Black people like Yoshi, who they like to pay it forward, and I don't even know if he's paying it forward. He looks at energy a lot differently than a lot of people. So, thanks, Yoshi. No, I think that people who are selfless get used and abused. And then the people who are selfish, they don't find their place because people will just allow themselves to get used and abused. And then Yoshi comes up with a song like Blunt. And I'm like, we gotta be blunt about these things. So it's like that energy is even taking on a new light. You know, the selfless approach is turning into something else, and it's turning selfish because it's more bigger picture. You know, Black First is a bigger picture type of thing. So inside of our different conflicts, you know, you might be a Christian, you might be a Hebrew Israelite, or you might be who knows, what you believe in the Woodland Sprites for whatever. And but if you're Black in America, you understand that all that stuff is secondary. You know, they're not targeting you for any other reason other than they can see you. You know, it's not like we've got blind enemies out here. So, you know, shout out to Yoshi always. And, you know, it's relevant. I don't think that it's off topic.
See, and that's why we needed Sonia Massey. I'm sorry that the young woman was killed and murdered. And, you know, but the thing is this, is that God is always trying to make us understand. And look at the fact that you live in a white supremacist society. You live in a society where people hate you. They want to kill you. and they establish a race that they hope you don't win in. But because of many of us have a faith in God, they can't stop us. They can't stop us. And that's what scares them. And that's why they went into Sonia Massey's house and they killed her. You know, they didn't come in there. You know, some people say, well, they came there to kill her. Maybe, maybe not. I think it was just what I saw in that video is what I try to tell you. You guys be saying, Dr. Winters, you're talking a lot of ish. But I'm telling you the psychology of this European. They went in there to supposedly to help her, and they ended up killing her for no reason. For no reason. But it was a reason. And the reason is because they were white supremacists. You see? They were white supremacists. They want to make you feel you had to vote for Kamala Harris because they told you that you had to vote for her. They chose she's black, so you vote for her. No, we did that for Obama, and we got to foot up our asses, our arses, as they say in Britain, you see? We voted for this man. We thought he was going to do something for us. We kept waiting, and we kept waiting, and we kept waiting until he was out of office, and he still didn't do anything. So no, people want us to vote for Kamala Harris, but we're not going down that road again. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Oh, damn shit. You know, I mean, we're not going to be fooled twice.
That's true. And in the chat, Taharka, I'm kind of with you there. But that's why you gotta listen to Dr. Winters a little bit more, because if you're calling the wrong name, you might not get the response you're looking for. You know, energy is understood. That's why people tell you to pray, and you know, God knows your heart, and God might know your heart, right? But I think that the onus is on the person who's doing the asking or the praying or whatever it is to use the right language if they want their words heard. You know, you wouldn't sow seed on concrete as much as you know that sometimes there are outliers and you can grow some things and it happens, but we don't want to get stuck on the symbolism for sure. But we also I don't want to misrepresent that anymore. Anytime that I'm live and people talk about this thing that calling on Jesus and how it didn't help. No, it didn't. But if you're calling me Devin and my name is Demetrius, then, you know, how am I supposed to know? I mean, yeah, they both start with D, something, you know, but you're not talking to me. Clearly you're looking for Devin and I'm Demetrius over here. And I'm like,
but she said, but they forget. She said, I rebuke you. She said, I rebuke you. What she was saying is, since you're a devil and I rebuke you. And the thing is, this is that, yes, Lord Taharka, you feel in a sense that she still died, but sometimes you have to die. Nat Turner died, but Nat Turner taught us if you fight, there will be success. You know, even you had a person like George, what's his name? George, George Floyd. Back in, you know, he was killed, murdered, be a martyr. He didn't ask in a sense to be killed that day, but he was killed, but he had an effect on us because he taught us in a sense about the rootness. He made us have to see how these people hate you and feel about you. See, this is something that's very important. See, what you think God isn't with you is really wrong. God is with you. God was with her. God wanted to show you that these people hate you. What is critical race theory? They hate you. They want to kill you. They establish a race in which they want to win. So he was just reminding you. See, sometimes we need a reminder. Sometimes we need a reminder that we have to, in a sense, fight. We have to be unified. We have to do the things we do. Everybody will never be unified. And it doesn't take all of us to be unified to make change happen. But change happens. But change happens because some of us go out and we have to, in a sense, suffer as a martyr. Some of us have to be martyrs. Nobody wants to be a martyr. See, she didn't want to leave her son. You see, her son said that she even knew those police. So all of that is supposed to let you understand that even though I went over those white friends' houses, even though in a sense I wouldn't eat their cake, I wouldn't. I did put my fork into the macaroni salad, but I didn't eat it. I'm sorry. I like to eat your salad. I put my fork in it and I played around in it, and you thought I was eating it. I didn't. But the point is this, Sonia Massey was to teach you that when Dr. Winters tells you that white people hate you, that white people want to kill you, that they do hate you. They do want to kill you.
Yeah.
And that man, he don't even know why he did that. I know why. Because he's a white supremacist.
There you go.
And he hates you. I know why. He would never admit he hated you. He would never want to say it. He would want to make some other excuse, but he hates you. And he wanted to make Dr. Winters right. He wanted to let you see when Dr. Winters gets on here every week and talk about critical race theory, they want to kill you. He wanted to let you know that Dr. Winters wasn't lying. You thought I was lying. When I tell you that they can't love you, even if you marry them, they can't love you. You can have a business relationship with them, but they can't love you, even if they try. They don't even know why they killed. They don't know why he did it, but I know why he did it. Because it's in his instincts. It's in his nature. It's his psychology. Kill a nigga. Kill a nigga.
No, that's real, and inside of what we've been talking about all night, that is the original conflict that we've been dealing with, is their interruption of us. And then how do we get to the next step when they've made it such this big thing that we have to, this huge hurdle, this huge obstacle of getting on one accord to fight this demon. But like Dr. Winters just said, some of y'all, I guess, thought that people were lying when they told you that we were in a war. Like this is a war zone, and there are casualties, and you got willing sacrifices and unwilling sacrifices. And at the end of the day, if you don't use the sacrifice, the other side will. And, they will tell you that all is lost and you can be just like Sonia Massey if you speak out and then you go back to sleep. Or you use it, like Dr. Winters just said, as a catalyst, as a symbol of not stopping.
The brothers and brothers came to me, they said, Clyde, I'll whoop your ass. I said, I got 5 sons, we'll fuck you up. But anyway, the thing is that they say you always keep talking about God. If God was with us, why do God let these things happen? It's happened to remind you to always, in a sense, be on guard. God let these things happen to remind you that you can never relax, because, as Eve said, we're at war. We're at war. God made Sonia Massey, in a sense, get killed because it was to remind you that even our women ain't safe. And I say this every week on my Thursday show, and every day I tell you, you just Google slavery. And when you Google slavery, 70 to 85% of the pictures you see is going to be a white man whooping a sister's ass. That's all it was. It was just to reinforce what Dr. Winters be trying to tell you. And y'all be wanting to call me a lie. Y'all be wanting to say, I ain't listening to nigga, this old nigga. He come run the plantation. That old nigga. Yeah, I'm an old nigga. I'm sorry. Some of y'all say, Dr. Winters, don't say that word. I don't like the word nigga. I don't like the word nigger. I don't like none of them words. But I'll tell you this. When I was a kid, I see 2 black people fighting. I see once they got on the ground, they got tussling. I see that brother. He hit, was laying on the ground, like, yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga, yeah, nigga. But I don't hate the nigga. I love the nigga because I know the nigga me. I love the nigga because I know the nigga you.
That's facts.
I love the nigga because I know the nigga us.
There we go.
Support the ones who support you.
That's right. That's right.
Support the ones who get out there. Because the thing is this, is that the only life we have is a life, in a sense, that's on a string. Our life is tenuous. Our life is tenuous. So Support the ones who speak up. You guys have a good evening. Thank you, Eve, for joining me tonight.
If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. Vampires, they prey on your fears, so them men stay away. Vampires, they prey on your fears, control your atmosphere. Don't let them take your energy. Don't let them suck control your atmosphere. Distraction away from me. I am you and control your atmosphere. Don't let them take your energy. Don't let them suck your energy. It's a distraction away from me. I am you and you are me. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who do. If you're not going to speak up, support the ones who